Hi, I'm Randy Pobst, and I'm the driver of the Wesley Motorsports Dodge Charger Hellcat Widebody. It's a brand new model running up Pikes Peak. Here we have my race car for Pikes Peak this year, the Dodge Srt Charger Hellcat Widebody. And the Widebody adds these flares, another 3.5 inches all around, and big 20 by 11 inch wheels. These are the production wheels with Toyo Proxes RR competition tires. And inside, we have safety equipment, a full FIA spec roll cage, a racing seat, and a fuel cell in the trunk, all to make it safe at the incredibly high speeds and under the incredible danger of racing up Pikes Peak. It's got a supercharged Hemi V8 6.2 liters with a racing exhaust for this event and a special calibration for the high altitude all the way to 14,000 feet. It's incredibly powerful, and it runs through an 8-speed transmission, a torque flight automatic with paddle shifters. Brembo brakes bring the whole thing to a stop, and that's what we've got, going as fast as we can to the top of the peak. And what I've found with this Charger, it's unique in that it is so close to a street car, is that the best way to make time with a powerful, big luxury performance car like this is to get it around the corner carefully and then drag race down the straights. That's what it's best at. It's got Toyo tires that do an incredible job of getting all that power to the ground. They're grippy, but it's cold up there. It's a mountain 14,000 feet high. And one of the great things about the Toyos is they respond quickly, they warm up, and they grip. Tires are the most important part of any race car, and we've got good ones. They're the only thing touching the ground. Inside, the car's stripped of all its other seats and everything. It's still got power windows. It's got one driver's seat, fits me real tightly, and the car is it's like you're a police officer in the ultimate cop car chasing the bad guys, because it's long and drifty and it just goes through the corners so well. And being stock is not necessarily such a bad thing. The Bilstein shocks are adjusted for performance street driving. Well, Pikes Peak is so dirty and so unpredictable that setup is actually working really, really well on the mountain. This car can take it. One of the things we find at Pikes Peak is the road is a little bit different every year. Mostly that shows up as undulations on the top. The top section of the course is the one that gets frozen every winter. Even though the Pikes Peak Highway is open all year, it's frozen and the undulations get worse and worse. And the funny thing is that a street car is actually the hot setup over those big bumps. I hear all the race car guys complaining about how tough their cars are, going over the bumps, coming off the ground, and I'm like, what bumps? The Charger goes right through it. I have a lot of confidence because it's based so heavily on a street car, it can soak up big bumps and just keep going. The Bilsteins are really good at that. They seem to know how to soak up the small ones and control the big ones. On the bottom part, at the beginning, it's sweeping corners, not a whole lot of straightaway, and it's a faster average speed. In the middle is the slowest part of the course, the W's, switchbacks, incredibly tight. You're going this way and you turn and go that way. And the road looks like this. It goes straight up. Real challenging for putting the power down, almost full lock on the steering. It's that tight. And then the top section, we get up to Devil's Playground and we kind of run across a ridge over to the peak. It's the fastest. That's where it just takes guts and a car you can trust. You've got to have a lot of faith in your handling. It's high speed. The aero is more important, but it's also at the same time less effective, because as you go up, the air gets more thin. And so these different characteristics in the road lead to different driving style. Sweepy at the bottom. The Charger is frankly a big, heavy car. I believe it is by far the biggest car in the race, but it's based on a Hellcat SRT performance model, and it's actually really predictable. It's comfortable to go really fast, So in the sweepers, they're kind of big and we carry a lot of speed in and use the Toyo tires to kind of scrub off some of that speed. And so in the middle of the corner, it gets aimed and then use the power to power out of there. Third, fourth gear corners. In the middle section, it's all the way down to second gear, and that's a low gear with a lot of torque multiplication. And so I have to apply the power really gently in the corner, but as soon as the car starts to straighten out, even in second gear, I can use full throttle and drag race it to the next tight corner. So it's a combination of being patient to get this big car around a super tight corner, and then the ability of the chassis and the Toyo tires to grip that pavement and just rip it to the next corner. It feels great. And we're popping shifts with the paddle shifters. Then on the top section, it's fast sweepers, and that is the biggest adrenaline rush of my entire life, where I didn't actually hurt myself. The corners are 100-mile-an-hour plus, no guardrail, blue sky on one side, mountain cliffs on the other side. Having a car and a tire, suspension and brakes, all of that needs to be predictable at Pikes Peak, because you've got to have faith going that fast when you're 14,000 feet above sea level.